Yo, what's up, everyone? This is Exterminator coming back to you after a year-long hiatus. Sorry to have gone MIA like that. That's not how I wanted to do it, but to be completely honest, things picked up for me a lot IRL. I moved to a new city and work's been kind of crazy, so I haven't really had the time to update the channel or anything like that. So sorry about that. But honestly, in addition to that, there just isn't a whole lot of content to upload in general. My channel was a RuneScape 3 PvP channel, and last year Jagex made a couple of those updates that basically removed it from the game. First we had that render distance update, and then we had the big one, which was the opt-out PvP update. The opt-out PvP update had a pretty bad effect on what was left of the wilderness, because the last bit of competition, which was wildy worms, that was basically removed, since players can basically go out there and kill the wildy worms. Basically, I opted out. So a lot of players started going out there and killing the wildy worms, and all the pkers and groups that were doing it before, and going to war over the worms, they basically lost their purpose. So wildy worms died, warbands has been dead for years, and hopping at those hop spots like pkers used to do, that was killed with the render distance update. So basically the PvP community was completely squashed out. PKers were already an endangered species anyway, but those updates basically stepped on the whole game, or the whole community, and removed PvP from the game. Now there is a very, and when I say very, I mean very small community of PKers left on World 2, but there's probably like 5 to 10 actual PKers that go there looking for fights. And then there's probably like a little smaller group of people who go there just for fun and to troll. So it's not really worth getting into. So honestly, the community in general is just completely dead, and it sucks, but that's just the way it is. Next, I want to just go ahead and give a thank you to everyone who showed support for my channel. That you guys, anyone that basically went out there and liked my content, commented on my videos, subscribed. I just want to thank you all, because my channel wouldn't have the following that it has today without you guys, and I just want to thank you guys for that. I don't like to talk about myself very much or brag or anything, but like, if you go and look at the numbers that I did, like, you can tell that I brought a spark to the RuneScape 3 PvP community on YouTube that's never been there before. So I just want to thank you guys very much for that, because I didn't even start the channel with that intention. I just wanted to do it for fun, and it blew up and became a little bit more than what I thought. So thank you to all the subscribers and likers and commenters out there, because it really helped, and I had a really good time with the time that I was posting content. So right now, I'm not really playing RuneScape at all, and I haven't really played RuneScape in like a year. There's just not a whole lot for me to do. I don't really have an interest in the game apart from PvP. So I haven't really been playing RuneScape at all, to be completely honest. But honestly, until the day Jagex makes a new PvP update, I probably won't be back. But when that day does come, you better believe that this channel will be back in full swing, dropping PvP content like all the time. I don't think they'll ever revert their changes and basically make the wilderness lethal again. I think if anything, they may revamp Darkscape, or they may make a couple of Darkscape worlds, but I don't think they'll ever revert the wilderness back to what it once was. I think it'll be Darkscape or something else. So until that day comes, essentially I'll be doing other things, and with that being said, here's what's going to be happening next. When I was looking for a replacement for RuneScape 3 PvP and open world combat in general, I came across a game called Albion online. Albion is a sandbox MMO that's solely focused on PvP, but essentially imagine someone taking the RuneScape 3 wilderness and making an entire game out of it, with a bigger map, PvP focused objectives, a PvP economy, and basically an entire game that's run by PvPers or PKers. There's open world combat, there's 1v1 combat, there's arena based combat. It essentially has the full suite of offerings that every PKer could dream of. Now for some of you guys, that sounds like a nightmare, an entire game run by PKers, but there is safe areas, because the game is like a full loot, like it's made to be a full loot game, but there are a few, if you want to, there are safe areas that you can play in. But essentially, the focus of the game is to be an open world, full loot sandbox MMO. This game has a lot of ties to RuneScape, like too many. And what it feels like is a Darkscape player from 2015 getting frustrated with Jagex after them canceling the game after a short notice and them just not having a good vision for PvP in general. And they basically decided to just make their own game with similar concepts, but just a lot more focused on PvP. And honestly, they did an amazing job. This game has everything RuneScape PvP has to offer and a lot more, as you can see right here on the screen. You can do safe PvP, you can do 1v1 PvP against each other in the open world, you can risk fight and balanced instance encounters for money, or you can jump into a big army or a big group of players, hundreds of different players, and go to war against hundreds of other players in Zerg combat. This ZVZ combat literally feels the same way Warband's combat did in 2015. You have a lot of different guilds or FCs running around with different alliances, them fighting each other. Some guilds will help out some alliances in some situations, and other times they'll fight against you. Like, all the politics and stuff like that is basically the same way Warband's was in 2015, but it's a lot less toxic. Like, I'm telling you, if you were to play this game and participate in this combat, it would give you nostalgia like crazy. Albion is one of the fastest growing MMOs out there, and with developers that really feel like the developers really care about the game. You can just tell their main focus is to keep players engaged and to keep things balanced. They drop frequent updates, and everything is just always just working towards keeping the game balanced and focused on PvP, which is nice. If you are a RuneScape 3 PKer or someone that loves PvP, I'm talking to you, and this video is made for you. Don't let the chunky character models and graphics fool you. It does take a little bit to get used to, especially if you're used to more advanced games, but I promise you, you'll get used to it. This is the most cutthroat, savage PvP game out there, and it's not even close. This game makes the RuneScape wilderness feel like a fairyland, and I'm not even kidding. One of my favorite things about the game is that it's very easy to understand and pretty easy to get into. It doesn't require months of commitment of you skilling and leveling up an account and doing all these quests and stuff like that like you have to do in RuneScape. All you have to do in this game is learn the mechanics of the game and then level up your weapons, and then you can jump straight into the action, which is really nice. Now, RuneScape will always be the core of my channel, and like I said earlier, if Jagex ever does surprise us with a PvP update in the future, I will be back in full swing on that. But for now, Albion is going to be my main focus because that's basically all I play right now. So stay locked in for that content because it's going to be great, I promise you. If you have any questions about RuneScape or Albion PvP, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section. And I hope you guys all stick around and stay tuned because what's about to come is going to be great. So till next time, see you soon.